everyone, this is Amy. Welcome to my channel. Today I am going to show you how I do my version of a rhododendron on this green glass wine bottle. This is the wine bottle that I do a lot of my videos on, and then I clean it off and do another video using the same bottle. Alright, so today I am going to be using 3 Amagic flat brushes. I have a 14, a 12, and a 4. I do have these listed down below my video using affiliate links. If you want to purchase through them, feel free to do so. And then I have my Wistonia fine liner brush. All the paints I'm using are FolkArt paint. I'm using Thicket, Red Violet, Lime Green, Tea Berry, Wicker White, and School Bus Yellow. Alright, so I have a combination of multi-surface and enamel paints. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my number 14 brush, my number 14 flat brush, and I'm going to paint on some leaves. Alright, so let's get started. I'm using the lime green and the Thicket. Just dipping one side into one color with the other side into the next color and doing a blending stroke. Technically when you do this you should have the paint 3/4 of the way up the brush. I don't spend a whole lot of time on that, so you know, if you want to, that's up to you. Alright, so on this I'm just doing a basic leaf design. I am doing just kind of flattening out a little bit, and then I'm going to come back down it and make it a little bit thicker. Alright, so, and you can make these, they don't all have to be the same size. And I'm going to come down the side here a little bit, maybe come back over it, and I can actually, when I'm doing this, I can again make them thicker by the way I'm doing the strokes on them. I'm just pressing the brush down and pulling it up to a tip. And keep in mind too, if you're new to glass painting, the thicker you put the paint on, the more durable your design is going to be. Just want to make sure you're getting a nice coat of paint on. And then I'm just putting in some little veins, stems. I'm just going to come down the side, make it a little thicker. Come out a little bit from it. And this is just real easy. If you're new to my channel, please know that that's the intent of my channel, is to provide you with very simple designs that anybody can paint. For the most part, if you can hold a paintbrush, you can paint my designs. Now if you're a more experienced painter, just know that, you know, my designs are meant to be easy. You can use them as an inspiration, come up with your own interpretation so that, you know, it fits your skill level. Maybe just use it as a beginning point. Just have to be careful that I don't turn this and roll it onto the paper. I'm really good about doing that. And just meant to be very simple. If you have any questions or comments while you're watching this video, please feel free to leave those down below. I'd love to hear from you. painting is, you know, for me is very relaxing, and that's what I'm trying to do, is provide you ideas of simple designs that you can be creative with instead of, I mean, I know a lot of people are trying to find little hobbies, that kind of thing, and you can find that you can actually make some pretty cute gifts by painting. And especially like the bottles. I mean, just think about it. You know, a lot of people drink and have the excess bottles laying around. So why not do something with them instead of putting them in the trash? Sounds like a great idea to me. Alright, so I'm going to stop at that, and I'm going to hit this with a hair dryer. So again, it's all basically the same leaf. Some are bigger, some are smaller. Alright, so I hit that with a heat gun. Now, the reason I did that is because I'm actually going to go through now and paint the floral part of it. And it's going to be on top of these leaves. Alright, so I'm doing the same thing, just hitting one side of the brush with the thicket, or not thicket, with the wicker white, one side with the tea berry, and then doing my little blending strokes. Okay? Alright, so this is kind of like making a leaf, this design. I'm going to give it a little blending stroke, pull up, and then I'm going to come back down, push the brush down. If I feel like I need to come back through and put a little bit more paint on it, then I'm going to do that. But I just have to be careful, because then you get it to come crackling like that, which is basically pulling the paint up from underneath. So that's where it's a little bit trickier on glass to paint over existing paint. But you just kind of have to keep moving with it, not overwork it. Which, in showing you that part of the design, I kind of overworked it. But that's okay. We'll keep going here. Very simple flower to create. If you want to kind of do a little, just a little bloom. So I'm going to kind of put some of these down here. Oops. And then do one over it that is kind of like a partial. And you'll see what I mean here. I really didn't want that part going over it, but it is. I'm going to keep putting my brush in the wrong side of the paint. Alright, so we're going to have one here that is just a partial. Oops. Like that. And then I'm going to come over here, maybe do even just like a little bit of a bloom down this way. And then come up here, do one that kind of goes over this a little bit, pulling it through. And it's okay to go over the other flowers. Kind of makes it a more natural looking event by doing that. Now what I'm doing on this one, see, it's separating. I gotta be careful here. And I'm gonna come back up, but I gotta be really careful because of it pulling up. So it's gonna be a little bit harder to do the design I was trying to do here because it's pulling up like it is. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Get this to look a little bit better. I'm going to come down here, tap a little bit, and then I'm going to come up and just swing it around a little bit like that. That's not exactly the way I wanted it, but let's see what I can do here. That doesn't look good. I don't like that. So we'll just come back here and smooth it out. and leave it alone. Leave it alone. Now, like on this part that I'm doing, I could have put this part down first, but it doesn't matter. It's just going to be part of a bloom, not the entire flower. And then let's see what else we need here. Come over here and do some more. Let me turn this bottle a little bit here. I just have to be very careful that I'm not touching the other side to the paper. I'm so good at doing that, which is not a good thing to be good at. Truly is not. Okay, so here we go again. I got to be really careful. This one wants to pull up a lot today for some reason. I'm not sure why. So you just have to be really careful with it. Like I said, and try not to overwork it, because that's what you get if you're overworking it. Oops, I'm reverse that, sorry. Okay, let's see what else we have. I'm trying to think if I want to, maybe I'll do another little bloom up here, just a partial. I'm going to turn my brush a little bit here if I want, like that. See where else we're at with it. Got little partials. Partial here. Okay. I think I'm just going to leave it at that, because I really don't want to overwork it. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is pick up my little liner brush. I'm going to put it into the red violet, and I'm going to just come up here. I'm going to pick which leaf is going to be the one that's going to be kind of my center point, and I'm just tapping just very lightly with this brush to fill this in. I mean, you could fill it in more than I am, but I'm leaving some of the underneath color showing on purpose. And then I'm going to do the same here. This is kind of my little bud, and I'm going to create it the same way. And just kind of tap it out, tap it in there, fill it in as much as you can. Now look at this one. That's going to be my center right here. And I'm just going to fill it in. And then I'm going to come down here, this one. And because I'm missing one of the, or not missing one of them, but I'm showing 4 of the petals instead of the 5th one, I'm just going to use this one as my center. And again, I'm just tapping it in, trying to fill it in as much as I can, and then continue on. This part here is going to be my center, and I'm just going to keep tapping. I mean, you get the gist. It's pretty simple. Like I said, you can make it thicker, thinner, however you want to do it. I'm just making it easy. Okay, so then I have this one here, and let's see what I'm doing here. I'm going to use this one as my center. Yeah, it's a little smaller, but that's okay. And I'm going to come here, use this one as if it's just a little bud. Just spread it out a little bit. And then do this one the same way. Again, I want to keep it up in the air so I don't hit it on the... And any of these designs that I'm painting are not just meant for glass. You can paint them on anything. You know, whether it's wood or... That's up to you. Okay, let me make sure that I got everybody that I think I needed to get. Alright, so then I'm going to take my number 4 brush, go into the greens, which would be the lime green in the thicket, get it coated, doing my blending stroke, getting it coated. Alright, then I'm going to come in here and put in this part of the flower. Of course, it's this going to be the center part, and I'm going to have the lighter green at the top. You can do it reverse, whatever you want to do, up to you. And I'm going to try to keep this within the flower here. And let's see where else we need to go with it. And even in the little blooms, I'm going to put this in here. And it is pulling up some of the color from underneath, which is fine. I'm fine with that. If you're not, hit it with a heat gun or a hairdryer, or give it dry time. It's pretty easy and up to you how you want to handle it. If it doesn't bother you, then leave it alone. Alright, that one I'm not going to be able to put a center in because of the way my little petal's hitting. Let's see, let's get this one over here just a little bit better. Alright, then I'm going to take the same little brush that I hit the centers with. I'm going to put them into the wicker white. And if you can see it, I stick my brush in, and when I pull it out, I kind of roll it just to get the excess paint off. Alright, and then I'm going to come down here from this and put in these crazy little, well, that one went a little crazy, but anyhow, these little poles. Straighten them out. Can make them go like that, or they can all go the same direction. However you want to do them. I'm putting in 4 or 5. It just depends on how crazy I get with them. Like I said, you can have them all going the same direction, which is fine. Or if you're like me, I like to kind of twist them a little bit and have maybe 1 or 2 go the opposite direction. And they can cross over each other. They don't have to be separated. Like that. Then I can turn this upside down and continue on. Yeah, connect that more. And here we go with this one. See, this one's more for that plant, but I can pretend that I have it under here and do it around this one if I want. Just a smidge. Even though, you know, I may not really be able to see it that much, it's fine. Alright, then I'm going to do the same thing with this same brush. And I'm putting it into the School Bus Yellow. If I need it to be a little bit thicker, I'll just stick it back in and get a little bit more paint on it. Those are there. Again, very simple. Very, very simple. and fun. I think it's a fun little design, don't you? I hope you like it. Oops, that's a little bit too thick. I mean, they don't have to be right on it. It can be a little, oops, I forgot one over here. What was I thinking? Didn't realize that. I don't have to be perfect, guys. I'm not a perfect painter, that's for sure. I kind of do things quickly because I don't have patience. Now, if you want to come through and add some more leaves because they're, you know, definitely the leaves were added first, you know, you feel free to do so. I'm using the smaller brush just to add a little bit more greenery to it. But that's up to you. You know, to me, just adding a little bit more over the leaves that were already there just kind of makes more sense than just leaving leaves like it just kind of plopped there. And if you use just the lime green, then they stand out a little bit more, right? Now, if I were doing this to sell it, because I do ones with lights in them, I would do front and back, you know, all the way around, and do up the stem of the neck of the bottle. But for the purpose of the video, I'm just doing it like this for you, just so I can show you the design. Alright, I hope you like this video. If you do, please give me a big thumbs up. New to my channel, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and before you leave, if you would, take a moment to share this video on your social network with all your family and friends. There's a share button underneath the video. It's very simple to do. I would greatly appreciate it. Until the next time, please stay safe and healthy, and have a good one.